Okay, part two. Massive success. I took this line. I was too lazy to go get compressed air. It's just veggie oil, right? You eat french fries. So I put it in my mouth. I blew as hard as I could. Did it about 4 times. All of a sudden, I started hearing some gurgling noise. 2 seconds later, a little bit of diesel shoots out into my return line, which is cool. So then, I realized nothing else was happening, so I poked the line from being in my mouth back into this jar, and it sucked down the whole jar in like a split second. Pretty awesome. But nothing came out of this jar, so my guess is that I needed more to the system. So it filled up one of these little cubies, at which point now I'm going to put more in the mason jar. And I also turned the system off the manual mode. And I figured if I had more oil, I might be able to get these two pumping in a closed loop just to prove that the pump works. Now, of course, this won't prove that the pump is up to pressure or anything like that, but it will prove that the pump is primed and actually working, which is exciting at this point in my life. So, got another full mason jar worth. You will get to see it this time. Kind of rest my mason jar right here. Put my hose in here. Try to set this like that. I'm going to turn on my pump. Manual mode, push the switch down to the green box. And you should be able to see the V3 system drinking it. The return line is gargling still. Here's gargling. The return line is starting to pump out a little bit more. This is drinking it all. It wants more. Just drank the whole system, but there's still none in this. So, I'm going to turn off my V3 system. I'm going to get more veggie oil. I'm also guessing that it's probably going to be more than enough to fill up that mason jar, so I'm going to go ahead and open my tank up. Maybe I can get this return line back into my feed line, and I just have both hoses in one and watch it pump. But if not, I'm going to have this ready so that I don't spray veggie oil all over everywhere like I already have. Spilled it everywhere. Like that. Let's fill this up with a little more veg. I don't know how much it takes to fill up both the feed line and the return line. Now, if you weren't me and didn't break your valve, once it started going, you could probably want to just put the feed line back onto your actual tank, and the pickup would probably just start grabbing it. I don't have that luxury since I broke my fitting. I'm waiting for a new one, but you probably do. So at this point, I would probably just take your feed line and plug it onto your feed port, which looks like this one normally, but I broke mine, so I screwed this in there for the time being. But go ahead and plug it on there, and then probably start pulling straight from the tank. So back to the on mode. See it drinking it all again. I'm actually going to put this line in here. Oh, here it comes. See it? It's just now starting to spray it out. No clue why it's smoking. That's interesting enough. But our return line officially has some fluid coming back. That is cool. And it is veggie oil. I'm going to put it in its own. Try to get a little bit more into the system. I don't know if I have much left in this jug. My thought is that I will have both these lines in the same mason jar, and they will be sucking and filling back up the same jar. At which point, if I hook it onto the tank, it will be doing the same thing, but with the 51-gallon reservoir and not a mason jar. So, here we go. Let's feed it one last time. Should be enough. So, 3 mason jars worth. It's so sunny out here, it's hard to tell. I don't know if you can see that or not. But it is taking some. Slowly. I'm gonna go in and keep working this back and forth. I might blow in this line in the feed line a couple more times, just to try to build up some pressure behind it. And stop the video, and we'll have a part 3.